Welcome. In this video, Zbcn or SwftC, which one will be successful, we will analyze it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and please watch till the end to understand.
But first, let's analyze Zbcn.
When looking at the chart, a notable horizontal resistance zone where price movements have been rejected multiple times in the past stands out. This level previously acted as a cap on upward price movements and was an area where sellers aggressively stepped in. Each time the price approached this level, buyers lost momentum and sellers pushed the price down. Technically, this indicated the presence of a strong resistance zone. However, over time, this resistance level was tested multiple times and gradually weakened. During these tests, the selling pressure decreased and buyers began to act more assertively. Eventually, the price broke through this dominant resistance level with strong volume, making an upward move. This breakout is considered very significant in technical analysis as it signals that buyers have gained control and market sentiment has become more optimistic. Furthermore, the increase in trading volume observed during the breakout supports the idea that this was a genuine and strong breakout, not a false one. Breakouts accompanied by high volume are generally more sustainable, as they indicate many market participants were watching that level and entered long positions after the breakout. After the breakout, the price returning to this level for a retest is very common and considered a healthy market behavior. In technical terms, a previously broken resistance now acts as a support. If the price bounces off this level during the retest, it confirms that the level is now functioning as a strong support zone. This serves as an important confirmation for the continuation of the upward movement. Currently, as the price is testing this broken resistance level, the market's reaction at this point is critical. If the price manages to hold at this level and strong buying interest is observed, it may indicate the beginning of a new upward move. These kinds of bounces from support zones are typically sharp and come with high volume, as many market participants recognize the structure and aim to enter at the same area. Moreover, buyers defending this level and triggering new purchases would further increase the price's upside potential. The time frame in which this technical structure is forming and the overall market trend are also important. If the broader market indicates the beginning of a bull market, these breakout and retest scenarios tend to play out more effectively. In such environments, market psychology is positive and investors are more likely to take advantage of technical opportunities. In this case, an upward move from this level becomes more probable. To assess the upward potential following the breakout, it's also essential to consider the next resistance levels. In technical analysis, levels that previously rejected price movements can once again present selling pressure. However, if the price rises from this new support level, reaching those resistance levels becomes more likely. If buyers remain strong and volume continues to support the move, those resistance levels may also be broken, leading to the formation of new highs. Additionally, the fact that this technical structure is visible not only in short time frames, but also in medium and long-term time frames adds to its credibility. Patterns that appear on higher time frames usually provide stronger signals and can mark the beginning of more lasting trends. This instills confidence in investors, both technically and psychologically. The current effort of the price to hold at this critical zone can also be seen as a phase of re-establishing market balance. If this support level holds and the price bounces upward, the move could trigger a chain reaction, bringing in new buyers. Many investors view support zones as entry opportunities. This increases liquidity and contributes to upward price movement. Investor psychology also plays a key role at this stage. Seeing a broken resistance now acting as support leads investors to believe that as long as the price stays above this level, the upward trend will continue. This psychological perception supports holding long positions and entering new ones. Thus, the support level becomes solid not only technically, but also psychologically. In light of all these developments, the region currently being tested by the price is of critical importance. If the price successfully bounces from this level, it will help existing positions remain intact and trigger new buying. This could pave the way for the price to reach higher levels in the near future. Therefore, this area should be closely monitored from a technical perspective, and price action at this level should be watched carefully. A bounce from this zone could mark the beginning of both a short-term and medium-term uptrend. Especially during bull seasons, such technical structures tend to work more effectively and offer significant opportunities to investors. But of course, decisions shouldn't be made based solely on support zones. Let's also look at other metrics. Stay tuned.
At the moment, the most notable structure on the chart is that the price has approached a specific level, which is the all-time high. This previously tested peak has become an area closely watched by a large portion of investors. In technical analysis, previously reached but unbroken peak levels serve as potential key thresholds. A breakout above such a level is considered highly significant, both in terms of technical indicators and investor psychology. If the price manages to break above this all-time high, it can be assumed that there will no longer be any selling pressure or resistance above it. Technically, this signals the beginning of the price discovery phase. In a price discovery phase, since no predetermined resistance levels exist, the price begins searching for new targets, which can lead to sharp and rapid upward movements. At this stage, investors may expand their positions or make new purchases while anticipating previously unseen price levels. A breakout above this level could lead to a significant boost in market confidence. This confidence may not only encourage current investors, but also activate potential investors who had been waiting on the sidelines. Many investors interpret the surpassing of an all-time high as the beginning of a new bull run. Therefore, once the price crosses this critical point, it could mark the start of a whole new phase in market structure. Breaking above the peak also represents a shift in investor psychology from a technical standpoint. When the price previously approached this level and encountered profit-taking or strong resistance, but now manages to overcome it and hold above, it reinforces the perception among investors that a new era has begun. This can trigger FOMO, fear of missing out, bringing more buyers into the market. Additionally, breaking this all-time high level could trigger algorithmic buy systems. Many large investors and institutions use automatic buy orders tied to specific technical levels. Since these orders often execute after breakouts, once the price moves above the peak, a flurry of high-volume transactions can follow. This increases liquidity and can make it easier for the price to move up sharply. Surpassing the previous high also psychologically relieves earlier investors. Those who bought near the previous high and have been holding at a loss or break even can finally return to profit. This boosts the market's overall morale and momentum. The increase in positive sentiment may lead to enthusiastic commentary across social media and communities, attracting new investors. In addition to these positive signals, volume analysis also tends to support such a breakout. Especially for breakouts at major levels like this, an increase in trading volume is a key confirmation. If the price breaks this critical level with high volume, the move is much more likely to be strong and sustainable. In contrast, breakouts on low volume tend to be misleading, while high volume breakouts indicate a robust market. Also, once the price surpasses this peak, the level can potentially become a new support zone. This is referred to in technical analysis as resistance turning into support. This means that the level that previously couldn't be broken becomes a zone where buyers step in heavily if the price pulls back. This contributes to the formation of a healthier upward structure in the market. Many investors consider such breakouts as signals for long-term positions. The creation of new highs suggests a deepening and broadening bull market, prompting investors to set higher targets. Tools such as Fibonacci extension levels, psychological resistances, and prior pattern targets are often used to determine these new price objectives. In light of all these evaluations, if the price breaks through this all-time high, it suggests a strong upward potential both technically and psychologically. Since there are no remaining technical barriers, investors begin acting solely based on expectations. This can cause speculative upward moves to intensify rapidly. In short, surpassing this historic level can both increase investor confidence and be interpreted as the beginning of a new trend. Technical indicators, volume data, investor psychology, and algorithmic trading systems all support this move. In such a scenario, the price may not only see a limited rise, but could demonstrate a strong, accelerated, and sustained upward momentum.
Zbcn and SwftC are two different projects that can be evaluated under the category of blockchain-based payment solutions. However, even though they fall under a similar category, there are significant differences between them in terms of infrastructure, purpose, use case, community structure, roadmap, partnerships, technical depth, and vision. To fully understand these differences, a detailed analysis of both projects from both technical and ecosystem perspectives is necessary. In this explanation, we will compare Zbcn and SwftC from various angles and evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of each project. Starting with Zbcn. Zbcn Coin is a project that embarked on its journey with the vision of developing more innovative solutions on blockchain infrastructure, particularly standing out with its relationship with the ZKE exchange. Although it is still a developing project, it has drawn attention through spot listings and has formed a certain user base. Zbcn focuses on producing decentralized finance solutions, supporting cross-chain bridges, and developing technologies that accelerate payment processes. From this perspective, although it is still in the early stages of development, it can be considered a coin with high potential. SwftC coin is a more established project and has been actively operating in the market for a long time. Also known as SwftCoin, this project aims to enable users to perform fast, low-cost, and secure transactions between cryptocurrencies. Integrated with the SWT blockchain ecosystem, SwftC provides an infrastructure for a swap platform that allows instant swaps between hundreds of different coins. Additionally, with integrated payment solutions like SWFT Pay, it has created a use case focused not only on transfers, but also on making payments. When comparing the payment approaches of Zbcn and SwftC, it is clear that SwftC has been operating in this field for much longer and thus has a more mature technological infrastructure. For example, SwftC features a system that can work compatibly with many different blockchain networks and provides cross-chain swap transactions. Thanks to this system, quick transitions can be made between assets running on Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB Chain, Polygon, and many more networks. This is a major advantage in payment systems. Users can instantly swap their coins without needing centralized exchanges by using SWT blockchain, creating a user-friendly experience. Zbcn does not yet have such a widespread infrastructure. However, it still stands out with its innovative approach and dynamic development process. Especially with new listings, it is growing its user base, which increases its potential. Currently, Zbcn does not have as broad a use case as SwftC. Nevertheless, Zbcn coin has ambitious goals, and it appears to be working on advanced blockchain architectures such as Layer 2 solutions or ZK rollup integrations. This could enable it to develop much faster and lower fee payment solutions in the future. One of SwftC coin's key advantages is that it is already actively used by thousands of users. Its development team is quite experienced and has completed numerous integrations in the industry. Moreover, many wallets, exchanges, and crypto applications are directly integrated with SWFT blockchain services. This provides SwftC with significant accessibility and ease of use. For example, a user can easily access SWftC services, perform swaps, or execute payment transactions through wallets like MetaMask or Trust Wallet. Zbcn does not yet have this kind of integration infrastructure, but it is possible for it to catch up over time. From a tokenomics perspective, the differences between these two coins are also notable. SWftC has a fixed total supply and regular token burns are conducted. This can gradually reduce supply and support a steady price increase. On the Zbcn side, the supply distribution is not yet fully established. It is observed that a large portion of the supply will be distributed among the community, liquidity, exchange listings, and the development team. If this distribution is done transparently and in a planned manner, it could increase the confidence of long-term investors. From a market cap perspective, SWftC currently has a higher volume and greater community support compared to Zbcn. However, this is not necessarily a disadvantage for Zbcn. On the contrary, it offers significant potential for early investors. Since SwftC has already achieved many of its goals, Zbcn is still in its early stages. Therefore, Zbcn coin has a longer path to take, but this could also mean a much greater growth rate in terms of investment. If Zbcn coin reaches the level SwftC has achieved, its current price could experience a multifold valuation. In terms of partnerships, SwftC has made more deals. For instance, it has established direct or indirect partnerships with major platforms like Binance Smart Chain, UOB, and OKX. Such integrations have greatly contributed to increasing the user base and adoption of the coin. Zbcn has not yet established partnerships at this level, but its integration with the ZKE exchange provides it with a technical advantage.
I wish you all a lot of profit. See you soon.